Good morning. We're just gonna make some bread. Then we're gonna go outside and harvest some garlic scapes. We're gonna make some pesto for that bread. It's gonna be great. This will cure whatever ails you. Making sandwich bread, and then we're also making an artisan boule. I'm gonna do a little show and tell here, but how cute is this? It's like a silver basket that my sister got me. So pretty. Keep my eggs in there for my chickens. They're fresh. So these summer days, I try not to turn the oven on quite that often anymore since it does heat up the house quite a bit. But I just wanted to show you my little storage, or call attention to my little storage system down there. It's great. It's a wooden file divider actually, and I keep my pans down there, and I also keep some wooden cutting boards as well as my food processor. So I also use a pan scraper that came with my Lodge cast iron to scrape out my bowls. And I've been a lot more careful with the, detritus or with the leftovers of my sourdough because, it was clogging up the pipes in my plumbing. And luckily my husband was able we rented a tool. That was a whole thing. And he's like, yeah, it's crazy. It's like this white, really gummy stuff. And I knew exactly what it was. So I'm just really careful of putting that down my drain. And it's not like I was putting gobs and gobs down. It was really just for me washing my bowls and my scraper and etc. So now I have a dedicated spot right off of my deck where I put all of that. So I do a lamination method for all of my loaves. I find that it's just much easier to shape, and it does help me. Sometimes I even use a rolling pin to get out all of the air bubbles, and it really just helps me get a nice shape, and then also holds a spring. So I just fold it into thirds, and then I roll it onto itself. And you can do that step really easily with a rolling pin, or I just used my hands and stretched it out, kind of like you would pizza dough. And then you really want to just pull it onto itself, create some surface tension that will also help some oven spring. And then I just keep my bread pans lined with parchment paper, and it really just helps this slide out very, very easily. So I do 2 loaves of the sandwich bread at a time, and then I just do usually, you can see that pretty dirty looking jar in the background. That is my sourdough starter, and it is Vincent Van Dough. He's great. When I'm not using him, I put him right back in the fridge. So he doesn't really stay out until he needs to be fed, especially with this hot weather we're having. It only takes a couple hours, and I can keep him in the fridge for a week, 2 weeks, and it really doesn't matter. There might be some extra liquid on the top, but I only keep you can keep as much as you want in there, but I really only keep like 1/4 of an inch, if that, at the bottom of it. So that's my method. If you're interested in sourdough, I really like that method. I do try to follow the least finicky method. I use a pan scraper for my cast iron to get the dough out. It works great.
a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire.
Mom, I still have this. And now we wait. Let's go pick those scapes.
Bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire.
So this is the garlic. So the nice thing about growing hardneck garlic is you pretty much get 2 crops out of just the one. So you obviously get the garlic bulb, but then you also get what is called the garlic scape. This is actually the flower. So what the garlic plant is trying to do is, you know, it's nearing the end of its life. It's trying to push a flower, maybe make seeds and babies, etc. But if you want a bigger bulb, you're going to snap off the garlic scape. It won't have the flower anymore. So it won't put all of its energy into producing seeds and the flower, but it will push more energy down to create a bigger bulb. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to harvest all of the garlic scapes, and we're going to see how delicious they really are. They're quite good, but I think it's pretty easy. You just bend and snap. And I'm going to try to do this row by row so that I don't miss any scapes. My resident little bee. And enter the bee. I don't know why it loves me so much, but when I was painting that arbor behind me right here, and I can link that video below, it was also obsessed with me. So enjoy the ASMR of this sweet little bee. He loves the mic. You want to be on camera, darling? You want to be on camera? Okay, not my face. Be cool, Liz, be cool. Okay. So if you grow other forms of garlic, so there's basically 2 varieties and obviously a ton in there, but it's hardneck and softneck. And softnecks are the kind where a lot of people like braid them, and hardnecks are the ones where they have like a single really, really hard stem, and then the cloves grow around that. So I've done this first little row here. You're just gonna take this scape, snap it off. And I think you wanna wait for the scape to be almost, make a full curl. Also, this is why I love to wake up early. It's cool, the birds are out, I've made my coffee in peace. Highly recommend waking up early. It's not revolutionary, but it might change your life. Smells so good. And this is our harvest. Look at that. Aren't they so cute? Oh, I love a curl. Another harvest that we're gonna make today are my strawberries. I come out every morning and I harvest the ripe strawberries for my kids. I feel like berries are usually so expensive, especially organic ones, which if you eat anything organic, it should be like potatoes, berries, fruit, especially apples. And bananas doesn't really matter because they are all imported. But a lot of the berries, they need a lot of pesticides to keep them, I guess, to keep them good. So you should be eating non-cancerous berries. I feel like I'm making the offering to the gods. If you'd like to see how I made this cute little net holder thing behind me. I will link the video below. It's about my fountain, but it's mostly about my strawberries because yummy. Gosh, it's already 7 o'clock. Where has the time gone? So this is gonna be a really simple process to make the garlic scape pesto is what we're making. And I think I'm gonna use all of it. What is really, really easy is to make the pesto first and then just mix it into the mayonnaise. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make the pesto first and then I can show you later how I make that mayonnaise, which I use a lot in the summer for my freshly sliced tomatoes on toast. So good. I'm not even gonna bother washing these because they're super clean. So we're just gonna throw them in. I have olive oil. I have lemons. For lemon juice, I have some pecorino romano. You can use Parmesan or you can do without. And then I'm also using almonds. You kind of want some kind of fat besides the olive oil to bind it. You can use almonds, you can use pine nuts. And in Sicily, they use breadcrumbs, toasted breadcrumbs, as kind of like a filler and also a binding agent, but the almonds work really well. I also have a little bit of these walnuts left over and I keep them in the freezer to keep them extra fresh. But I do have a big bag of almonds here. So I'm just gonna use the rest of my walnuts. You can use whatever nut you have. I've used walnuts, I've used almonds, I've used pecans, I've used pine nuts, I've used no nuts, and I've just used breadcrumbs. We're gonna really quickly and easily blitz this up, add some oil, add some salt, a little lemon juice, some pecorino romano, grate that in there, and some almonds, and we should have a delicious, super duper flavorful paste. This is called a citrus reamer. This was a wonderful gift from one of my aunts, and I think it was a wedding present. Look at this beautiful wood handle. Isn't that stunning? Obviously, this does not go in the dishwasher. Yes, I'm whispering because it's nap time. I'm just thinking this might be a little salty because I added pecorino romano and salt, so don't do as I do. Do as I say. Add the pecorino romano first and then adjust the salt because this is super salty. Or Parmesan, you don't have to use pecorino romano. And if you don't know the difference, pecorino romano is made from sheep's or goat's, sheep's milk. And then Parmesan, I think, is made from cows. Feel free to correct me in the comments below. All right, now we're gonna blitz it. And this is the irony of whispering. Add a little bit more garlic scapes. Another kind of unorthodox trick I have to make your pesto or whatever you're making a little bit thinner. I don't think it's that unorthodox, but just add some water. So you can see the more oil you add, the thinner it gets and the easier it is to grind. And I do this with hummus. It just makes it lighter, kind of whips it more. So I make my hummus lighter by adding a little water and just really like makes it really like a really nice whipped smooth texture. So adding a little bit of water. So as you can see, it's still a little bit fibrous because of the scapes. It smells so good. I am gonna taste it, so. Yeah. My husband loves me, but I would not eat this before a date. Woo! My gosh, it's good though. You can really taste the olive oil, like the fruitiness of the olive oil. So maybe use a good one if you're not cooking it. If you're cooking it, it doesn't really matter, but if you're eating it raw, it's really good. And the almonds add a nice bite to it. They give it some body. It needs more salt. I think I'm gonna add more cheese. And I'm definitely gonna let it go longer because she got a little thick. This will cure whatever ails you. It's so good though. I also have some more lemon juice I'm gonna go and put in there. And there you have it, extremely garlicky. Cure what ails you. Pesto, I'm so excited. Yeah, and to temper the garlic, of course, you can just cook it. So a very popular use case is on pasta. So you can just cook your pasta and then before you put your pasta back in the bowl, heat this up for like a couple minutes in the pasta pot. Maybe a splash of pasta water in there. Reserve the pasta water, a little splash in there, cook it down a little bit and it'll take that bite away, but still reserve that fresh garlicky taste. So good, look how beautiful. And I'm also going to be making some fresh mayonnaise with my own chicken eggs and fresh olive oil that I've pressed from my own olive. Just kidding. But no, I'll be making some fresh mayonnaise and then I'll be stirring some of this into it. You could also like just do mayonnaise and then a smear of this, but why not put them together? So good. Enjoy. I also forgot to add that you can add whatever herbs you want into this. You can add dill, you can add parsley, you can add basil, and the other herbs that exist, chervil. You could add cilantro, be really good. But yeah, you can add basically any herb into this and it would be fantastic. I think basil would add more of that like florally, cilantro, a little bit of that soapy. Just kidding, I love cilantro, but yeah, you could add that in there. I'm just checking to see if I had any garlic in my teeth. Okay, it's too hot. Can you see me? Positively glowing. It's like 82 degrees inside, so it might be time to break down, for me to break down and turn the air conditioning on.
So while I show you how my sourdough boule turned out, I just wanted to give you a couple more ideas on how to use this beautiful pesto. You can almost use it more as like a flavor base than a pesto. So I told you about how I stir it into pasta. My kids love like the Annie's mac and cheese, but a scoop of that in there just takes it to a whole nother level, very chefy. You can also use it as a base for your sauteed veggies because you can use this in place of garlic. So wherever you would use a couple garlic cloves, just put a hefty tablespoon of that in there. and it will kind of melt down and just add like a delicious, delicious flavor with not that much more work. And this would be so, so good on top of meat, chicken, steak, pork. So good. I put it on my eggs, like I said. In salad dressing, it's so good. So I have the salad dressing where it calls for a couple garlic cloves, and it makes a lot of salad dressing. But I put a big scoop of the pesto in there instead of a couple garlic cloves, and wow, it was so delicious. So don't worry about the presence of nuts in here. You can always leave them out if you can't have nuts. You can add breadcrumbs in there if you want, but this smeared on toast with avocado, can you imagine how good that is? And again, a little goes a long way, but this is so full of antioxidants. And I'm going to link below to the study I actually found from PubMed, from the NIH, but this is so full of antioxidants. It's cancer fighting, regulates your lipid levels, manages obesity, can also help with hypertension. So apparently this stuff is like a superfood and incredibly cheap. And if you're already growing hardneck garlic, this stuff, just don't waste it. Do not waste this beautiful ingredient. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, and I'll link to the video where I planted the garlic to show you how easy this is to grow. I feel like everybody should be growing garlic. Nothing touches it. Nothing wants to eat on it. And it is so healthy and so good for you and so easy. Did I mention it was easy? Anyway, take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.